He can get the ball down the football field. Big plays.
What?
Last year, the Jets had 6 receptions, over 30 yards. So you need someone off of San Antonio. I believe San Antonio.
Yeah, go ahead.
Great, and you got to have a lot of other pieces around them with that average Jets passing attack.
That was kind of that mold, too, of Calvin Johnson, the big wide receiver, as well as Demarius Thomas running out of Georgia Tech. Now, yesterday, Holmes was on ESPN Radio in New York. He had this to say about his role at the end of last season. Let's take a listen.
Playoffs on the line, and your best receiver doesn't get but 2 passes thrown his way in 60 minutes of video. And that's just hard to understand. And to cope with when you want everything just as bad as everybody else.
I see how you hold man.
It just doesn't even happen, and nobody has the answer.
Hey, Zinga.
The scapegoat is the answer, and that's what happened.
Poor performance in that final game against the Dolphins. Had an issue in the huddle as well. They benched him.
She want to find like this. You want to have something like this.
No.
He was having a bad year. I mean, he was really having a bad year, and it all boiled over in that game. They don't have a great passing scheme. They blamed a lot on Brian Schottenheimer. He's going on now to be in St. Louis, so they don't have him to blame anymore. Who's it going to be? Verano, Matt Cavanaugh, the quarterback coach. But overall, as far as the schemes that they run, they're a lot easier to about than other teams. It's a frustrated player, but he forgets where he came from.
You doing good, man.
Spectacular season coming off suspension, and he had a great year, got the new contract, but then now he's forgotten about that. So frustrated, they were having a bad year. Sanchez didn't have a great year. It looked like they were going to make the playoffs, so that's what they boiled over.
Is it fair to make him the scapegoat for last season's problems with the Jets?
He's not the scapegoat, but he had an awful year. He just got a new contract. I mean, they invested a lot of faith in him and giving him that contract. And if he's the best receiver for the Jets, you got to act like it. All right? You can't be criticizing the quarterback.
What can he do to make Sanchez better? Sanchez threw 18 interceptions last year. How can he make the quarterback better?
With San Antonio, he's got to have great yards after the catch because the Jets are going to throw the ball short. If you watch all the videos of Jets practice, very few times does the ball go over 20 yards. So he's got to make people miss.
He's chilling, like not even worried.
Outside where he can't be covered by one guy. There are times in his career where you put him in bump and run, a lot like Chad Johnson, he's going to win those matchups. So you got to do that to give the quarterback. And what I tell all receivers is, catch every ball you're supposed to catch. You catch a few, nobody catch.
He knows a little thing or two about that. All he does is catch touchdowns and talk to us in the studio. Chris Carter with us this morning on Sports Center.
We now welcome in our Sal Palantonio from Jets Camp in Cortland, New York, for more on Santonio Holmes' comments about being a scapegoat. Sal, I know earlier in that interview, Santonio was talking about how he was at fault for talking about their problems in public also, but you were at that game in Miami. How bad was it?
Yeah, I covered that last game in Miami between the Jets and the Dolphins, and it was a total meltdown. It's clear that Santonio Holmes and Mark Sanchez weren't on the same page, but you know what?
Do you want to? It's fine with me.
He became a symbol for the dysfunction. But I think everybody on this team, you talk to Mark Sanchez, you talk to Rex Ryan, everybody on this team had a piece of that. It was a team-wide problem. And Santonio just happened to be the poster child for what went down with this football team. And
He looks so different, little man.
He's right about that. It wasn't Santonio Holmes' problem overall within the offense. It was the offense that was the problem itself. It was the system, it was the passing attack, they relied too much on it. That's why Brian Schottenheimer was not brought back as the offensive coordinator, and why Rex Ryan decided to go back to basics with Tony Sperano. And I think you'll see a different kind of offense this season. We're already seeing it on this practice field here at training camp.
You have, as you said, spent time around this team for so long. With those changes that have been made, what else needs to be done now to fix it, now that Santonio has come out and said what he said Monday?
Well, I think the repair job is there, already in place. I think it started with Rex Ryan looking himself in the mirror and deciding to take ownership completely for the defense and also being involved in more meeting rooms. I think it was also Mark Sanchez inviting Santonio Holmes first down to Florida. They went and worked out together at Disney World. Then they went out to the West Coast. And I talked to Mark Sanchez as he came off the field yesterday, the practice field yesterday, before he went on the set with Hannah Storm. And I asked him, you know, how did practice go? He said, well, we got a few completions. That was after Sunday, he went 1 for 7. But I asked him, how's your relationship with Santonio Holmes? And he said, you know, we went out to dinner. We hung out together on the West Coast. And I said to him, we've all we've got, so let's roll. He said, their relationship is much different. And I think the lines of communication are open. And just talking to Santonio Holmes the last 3 or 4 days, you can tell he's on the same page. His lines of communication are definitely open with both quarterbacks and with Tony Sparano. And guess what? Tony Sparano is not going to stand for the kind of dysfunction that happened last year. He's on these players every single snap. He's on Mark Sanchez to be perfect. He's on these wide receivers. He's the loudest voice on this football field, and he drowns out everybody else. And that includes any kind of comments from a mercurial wide receiver like Santonio Holmes.
Sal Antonio, thank you for your insight.
Well, hey, we go live to London to see how Ryan Lochte can bounce back
You
from
come
2
around this
straight
side,
disappointing races. Plus, can this American teenager become the next Olympic star? Here with Plexico Burst told Adam Schefter in Miami about a return to the NFL. And Felix Jones in Cowboys camp will find out what he did that will keep him sidelined.
I got my grade, man.
You did all right?
Think Taco Bell came to a gourmet burrito bowl.
Oh, okay, good.
World-class chef Randy Garcia created Taco Bell's new Cantina Bowl with delicious flavors and all new ingredients. You'll love it, or you'll replace it with something you do. Guaranteed.
Almost done, man.
Almost.
Scott Vodka. Passion for perfection.
Every day, the world gets more complex. And this is what inspires us to create new technology. Technology that connects us to everything the world has to offer, and vice versa. Technology that makes lightweight, stronger, safer, and faster than ever before. Technology that makes electrifying, and efficiency exhilarating. Technology that doesn't just drive us, but drives progress. And driving progress is what we do every day.
Birthday boy is Saturday.
It's even bigger than I thought.
Welcome to Progressive. Do you guys insure Airstreams?
Yeah, everything from travel trailers to mega motorhomes. And when your RV
This
is
boy
covered,
legit
so
like I used to look now. When I was a baby, he was just like,
make sure this is not bad.
that's crazy.
It sure does.
Everybody
That's
say
just how I
awesome.
look.
Protecting your family fun. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
You could just remove the earbud, so you got the new ESPN radio app, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Me too.
I think it's obvious which one is more.
Why is that, huh? Well, you must have enjoyed the Rangers game Sunday night.
Wow, I don't even like Josh Hamilton there, either.
I'm sure you heard Colin Conrad's interview with Ron Washington on the way in.
Of course. The Ranger station I built since we all that stuff. So how am I looking?
It's a gold mine in there.
Download the new ESPN radio app. ESPN Radio. It's sports for your ears.
Instead of researching your running back's turf toe injury on podiatry sites, start a fantasy football league on ESPN.com.
No tears. You want to go to Marlin now?
Start a league today at ESPN.com/fantasyfootball.
After pitch.